Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another reading vlog. Today I'm going to be doing the I read one genre for a week thing that's going on YouTube. So this week I'm going to be reading only romance books because I have a couple of romance books on my physical TBR and I just wanted to get through them, so I thought this will be the best way to get through them. So today is Monday. We're starting off the week fresh with a new book. So the first book that we're going to be dealing is King of Wrath by Huang. This is the first book in the Kings of Sin series. If you don't know who Huang is, Huang, she is the author of the original Twisted series. These are all interconnected standalones and they follow 4 friends of a particular friend group, and each book follows one of the friends. So this was the first romance series that I ever read, and it is honestly one of my favorites. I had been for quite some time wanting to go back into this Huang world because I honestly missed it, and Twisted Games and Twisted Hate were my favorite books, and I constantly think about these books. I'm not even kidding, I do constantly think about these books, especially Twisted Hate, because this book was honestly to me much more than just a simple romance book. It was quite a lot. So I was contemplating about whether I should reread the Twisted series or start the Kings of Sin series, which is the next series by Huang. So the first 2 books are out, King of Wrath, which is the first, and King of Pride, which is the second. There will be 5 other books because there are 7 sins, so 7 books. And that's pretty interesting. So I started King of Wrath. So this book follows Dante Russo, who is the CEO of the Russo groups. He is a billionaire. He is the most eligible bachelor in the city, but he's also the most grumpy person ever possible. And then we have Vivian. She is a jewelry heiress and her family is like a new money family. So there's the first generation who became rich and successful in society. Now the thing is, for new money family, they do not get the same kind of respect and same kind of privileges in being in this high class elite society. So that's why Vivian's father arranges a marriage between Vivian and Dante Russo. Both Dante and Vivian are not at all happy with this arrangement, but they both have their own reasons for accepting it, which I'm not going to tell you because it's a spoiler. And Vivian has to move into Dante's house before the wedding. So this is an enemies to lover marriage of convenience, and it's just, I'm having a great time. I actually started this a few hours ago and I've already reached page 156. It's a very easy read. I'm flying through the book. I love Huang's writing and I'm having a great time, honestly. Dante and Vivian really hate each other, which is why those small moments of like not happiness but like warmth and general human civility between both of them is honestly very, very cute, and having a great time. This book is around 380 pages and I've already reached the 150 page mark quite soon, so I'm pretty confident I'm going to finish this in like a day or 2. So yeah, I'll get started. Also, one more thing, I completely forgot to mention this. Dante from King of Wrath, he is Christian Harper's really good friend and sort of colleague, and both these timelines are happening at the same time. Twisted Lies and King of Wrath. We did get a glimpse of Dante as well as Dante and Vivian in Twisted Lies, and that same time period is going on in King of Wrath, so we're getting the same glimpse of Christian as well in this book, and that's also kind of really interesting because this book starts off with both Christian and Dante being complete grumpy people and just not caring for anyone, and then at the end they both are going to be in love. That's amazing. I'll go and read more of this and I'll update you guys the next time I have something to update you guys about. Hi guys, happy Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday and I did not record pretty much anything yesterday because I was kind of sick, but I did finish King of Wrath by Anna Huang and I loved this book so much. This was just a perfect typical Anna Huang read. I honestly was not expecting much from this book because the Kings of Sin series is not getting as much hype as the Twisted series got, but I loved the characters in this book so much. Both the main characters are so good, honestly. The female main character, Vivian, from the beginning we know that we're gonna love her. She's your typical Anna Huang, independent, strong, kind-hearted, but still not gonna let anyone walk over her, powerful woman. And I was just loving her from the very beginning. But I feel like the character development of Vivian was a bit predictable. Like, yeah, this person, she's pretty much amazing other than this one little thing about her, and it's kind of predictable that she will get over this by the end of the book, where she will come out stronger by just letting go this side of her, and that is what happened. But this did not take away anything from me falling in love with her. Honestly, she was a very great female main character, or your female lead. I loved her till the very end. She's so strong-willed. She has so much, like, I don't know, self-respect. Like, even if she's not having the best day, she's not having the best month, she will still portray herself so calmly, so perfectly, and just be perfect. Honestly, the surprising thing about this book was Dante. Honestly, I felt like Dante's character development will be a lot like Christian from Twisted Lies, because they both are quite similar in their grumpiness and they are friends and everything. But Dante's character development shook me so much. Towards the end of the book, like the last 150 pages, I have underlined and annotated so many parts, and almost all of them are Dante's dialogues, because the way he has, grew up in this entire book, how he has opened up, it was just so beautiful, and I just fell in love with Dante. I think he has definitely become one of my favorite Anna Huang men. I mean, Anna Huang men are just, to me, they're just perfect. I know they're a bit too grumpy or they're a bit too unrealistic at times, but still there's a special place for Anna Huang men in my heart, and Dante is definitely one of them. He's definitely up there with Reese and Christian, definitely up there. And I just loved this book. Another great aspect about Anna Huang is that her books are not insta-love. They're kind of like drawn out, not exactly slow burn because they're not very thick books, but the romance is very nicely paced, where the small things you get, they're extremely cute, and when the couple finally gets together, you're like... Also, I just love Anna Huang's third act breakups. I feel like they're befitting the character and the story so perfectly, and I just love this book. I would definitely recommend this to you guys. If you enjoyed the Twisted series, you will definitely enjoy this. This book to me was kind of like a mixture of Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. Twisted Lies because of the billionaire aspect, and Twisted Hate because of the enemies to lovers aspect, and then the marriage of convenience aspect is just completely different. Today I have started King of Pride by Anna Huang. This is the second book. This follows Kai Young and Isabel something. So Isabel is one of Vivian's very close friends, and Kai is also one of Dante's close friends, if you want to call him. Yeah, he is one of the members of the secret billionaire club that Dante and Christian are a part. So Kai is also a part of that, and we actually got quite a lot of glimpses of Kai and Isabel in this book, which kind of intrigued me. So I'm really excited that I'm starting this book next. Also, one thing is, they kind of hinted on the name of the book and the name of the series inside the book, like in a dialogue, and I just loved it so much. I'm trying to find it where, yeah. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but just hear me out. Okay, so this is Dante's brother talking to him, and he says, I read an article about the 7 sins, as in the 7 sins of the series, and then later he says, don't let your pursuit of wrath ruin the best thing that's ever happened to you. showing that Dante is the king of wrath, and honestly, I'm so excited about seeing where the king of pride, the pride sin, is mentioned in this book. I don't know why I'm getting giddy over this small detail, but I just love it when books kind of like give a hint about the book's name or the book series name inside the book in a dialogue. I just love it so much. I don't know much about this book. I only know about the two characters, Guy and Isabel, that who they are and how are they related to these characters. I don't know anything else, so I'm gonna get a little bit through the book. I haven't started it yet. I'll get through like 25-50% of the book, and then I'll let you guys know what it is about. Friday, it's the 5th day of this vlog, and I started King of Pride yesterday. I read only about, I think, 95-100 pages, and then today I hardly had any time to read, but I still managed to reach page 202. That's about halfway to the book, and I'm really enjoying myself, honestly. I again did not have very high hopes for King of Pride because, like I said, the King's Sin series is not getting that much hype, but on top of that, a lot of people said that King of Pride was not better than King of Wrath. A lot of people like King of Wrath better than this one, so I was honestly again not very hopeful about this book, but from the very first page I have been loving it, honestly. Isabel feels like one of my favorite Anna Huang female leads. She is so real, like she'll say the wrong thing in front of the wrong people, she'll make jokes, be inappropriate, and I just love her, honestly. I mean, the first line of the book is, "So you didn't use the glow-in-the-dark condoms I gave you," and that's what Isabel's telling her friend, and then Kai overhears her talking about it. It's just so cute because while Isabel is like completely real and just, you know, a funny, cheerful, happy person, Kai is like the extreme opposite. He's the king of pride. He literally does not want to lose anything. He wants to be the best at everything, and he just hates it whenever he loses his control, he loses his patience. So he never does. He never lets go of his composure, and he's just the epitome of calmness and just pride, honestly. This book is starting off at the point where Isabel and Kai have known each other for about a year, and they do find each other attractive, but nothing has ever happened because they're both sort of keeping their distance with each other, until one day when they kind of have like a normal private conversation, and after that their attraction for each other, they're just increases tenfold, and it's just so cute. I know for a lot of people this book would be like an insta love trope, and that's why they not enjoy it as much, but I think personally I disagree with them. I think this is like a crush trope, you know, how you would behave, how you would feel if you had a crush on someone, and I'm just completely enjoying that so much. The way their interactions are written, it honestly just feels like I'm reading about me having a crush on someone. I've reached the half point of the book. Usually in Anna Huang books, the third act breakup is not just a random disagreement or anything. It's usually something related to their business. As of now, I don't exactly see how that third act conflict will happen in this case, but I'm honestly excited. I mean, I do have a glimpses of it, like I do understand what that third act conflict could be, but you never know, honestly. I have high hopes of finishing this book tomorrow, so I do have to go and watch a movie, but I still think I'll be able to finish this book, hopefully. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Alex is making weird noises, so I'm sorry. Please ignore all of that. Okay guys, I think the last time I spoke to you guys was on Friday. Today is Sunday. I completely did not record anything yesterday on Saturday, but I did finish King of Pride last night. I loved it so much, honestly. Like I mentioned before, I did not have high hopes for this, even more than I had for King of Wrath, because a lot of people said they did not like this book as much as I like King of Wrath. But if you were to ask me to choose between these two, I wouldn't be able to, because I loved both of them so much. They were quite different, but overall there was the same Anna Huang romance vibe that I love. So yay for that. One more thing about this series that I love so far is throughout these two books we met a lot of characters, some of them who are already in relationships, some of them who are in potential relationships and stuff like that, and it just gave a glimpse of what the entire series is going to be like, because it's going to be a pretty big series, 7 books, and there's just 2 books that are out, and it got me just so excited for the rest of the 5 books because we've seen the characters in them and they're interesting. I want to know all of their backstories because they all seem so nice. So just perfect Anna Huang people. Talking about King of Pride in particular, I think the last time I spoke to you guys I said that the third act conflict is going to happen. I'm not exactly sure, and when I said that I meant that I don't think that the third act breakup is going to be a very high stakes as compared to King of Wrath, because in King of Wrath we knew from the very beginning that what is going to be the reason behind the third act breakup, and we knew that beforehand. So throughout the book I knew it's going to be high stakes. But in King of Pride we didn't know that, and I was expecting something to be like low stakes breakup, just like could be avoided, stuff like that. But it was not like that. It was quite serious stuff that was happening in the third act stuff. I loved Kai and Isabel both. I obviously was loving them before as well, but seeing both of them hurting but still caring so much about each other, I loved it so much. Kai is very different from the other Anna Huang men because he's a very nice person. He's not like Dante or Christian who's gonna go, or Alex who's gonna go around just, you know, blackmailing people and beating them up, or like Josh who is just in general very mean. Kai is very different, and I loved that so much, that Anna Huang introduced nicer men. I don't want to say that the other men are not nice, but he just felt way more not morally grey. He was extremely sweet to Isabel throughout the entire book, and he used to keep calling her love, and it was just melting me. Loved it so much. Isabel also, I already told you guys that she's probably one of my favorite Anna Huang female characters, and I stick by that even after I finished this book. I really liked her. I obviously loved Isabel and Kai, and like I mentioned, I'm dying to read more books in this series. Third book is going to be King of Greed, but I don't know who that's going to be about. I think it's coming out later this year or maybe early next year, so I'm excited about that. So Saturday I finished this and I started my third book, which is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I am halfway through the book, and even though the week is over because I started recording on Monday and today is Sunday, I still feel like I should extend this vlog by a few days till I finish Icebreaker, because as of now my review for this book is not very high. I am not gonna read this for sure. I'm gonna read more, so I feel like I should give myself more time. I should extend this vlog a bit more so that I can have a bit better review for this book. I don't like giving bad reviews to books because I just don't like doing that. So if you don't know what this book is about Anastasia and Nate. They're both in college. She's a figure skater and he's a captain of the hockey player team. So the basic plot of this book, which is written over here and stuff that I knew beforehand, was that Anastasia's partner Aaron, he gets injured and Nate has to fill in for him, and then romance stuff happens. So I was interested. I was like, good, that's a good plot, let's go ahead and read it. But let me tell you, I've just reached page 212, and on page 212, that's halfway through the book, here is when the plot is starting of him becoming her partner to sort of help her through the nationals and stuff. The plot's starting now at halfway through the book. The first 200 pages was just them hooking up. I was like, what is happening? What am I reading? Because it's not like other stuff was not happening. The plot was still moving forward in the first 200 pages, but it felt like the major plot, the actual plot of the story was just getting skimmed over. Like this happened, he said this, blah blah blah. Like stuff that would happen over a week is just written down in one paragraph, but when they're hooking up with each other, it's written in so much detail. It's covering like 3, 4, 5 pages. And they are hooking up every day. So, and don't get me wrong, I love spice, but I love spice with a good plot, not just spice. So I was honestly not enjoying this book. I was not feeling any emotions between them either. They were just hooking up. And now the emotions have started because now some stuff has happened. Her partner is injured and she's scared about the selections. She's crying and Nate is there to help her with it. So now I can feel the emotions that they have for each other. But I'm halfway through the book. I should not be just starting to feel the emotions. I'm still going to finish this book because I really want to see what the hype is about this book. I really hope it's good, but this is definitely not even like a 4-star rate for me because I'm not going to give a book with 200 pages of just spice and no plot more than 4 stars. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go read more of this and I'll talk to you guys once I have more thoughts, hopefully more positive thoughts for the book. Since the last time I talked to you guys, I just forgot. I always forget to film the outros. I think I spoke to you guys on like a Sunday and literally the next day I finished Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and I am so happy I extended this reading vlog to one more day because the last time I spoke to you guys, the last time I gave a review on this book, I was like halfway through it and I was not enjoying it. Like it was just too much spice for me without any plot, without any characters. It just felt very bland, only spice kind of story to me. But I decided to extend my reading romance for a week to one more day so that I can finish this book and give like another review for it. And I am so happy I did that because the second half of the book was actually genuinely nice and I was very surprised by that. I had a great time reading the second half of the book and I really would want to continue with the series because the second book for this is coming out later this year. I think it's called Wildfire or something. Yeah, I think overall it was a great book. The second half of the book got really interesting. We had like actual stuff happening. I just loved the friend group that was in this book, which came out more in the second half of the book. All of them were just amazing friends, amazing people, just great relationships. Anastasia and Nate were honestly to die for. Nate, right? Is honestly one of the best book boyfriends ever. He is just so good. Also, I saw this somewhere on the internet that someone had described this book as a reverse Grumpy Sunshine, which honestly I hadn't thought about before I read that comment. But now that I've read it, now that I think about it, it's actually a very good description because it is kind of reverse. She's grumpy and he's sunshine, and I loved him. Nate was really good. I think the only thing I didn't like about this book was the first half of the book. If the spice scenes, if the entire first 200 pages of the book was brought down to like 150 page, not even 100 pages, I think it would have been genuinely a very like high rating for me, a great read. But no matter how much I enjoyed the second half, I cannot completely forget how the first half was so dragging, like felt so dragging to me. That's why I'm almost not even going to rate this book because I don't know what to rate it. Second half I enjoyed, first half I didn't like. They're very different emotions from a single book, so I'm not going to do the rating. I just can't do it. But I would suggest that you guys read this book if you haven't, because the second half is genuinely good, and maybe for you guys, first 200 pages of just spice will feel much more than just spice to you guys. It just, for me, it felt a little flat. But overall, this book was amazing, and yeah, I think I will end this video over here. I read 3 great books in this span of 1 week. I had a great time reading them. I would definitely recommend these to all of you guys. Just to give a recap, I first started with King of Wrath by Anna Huang, which is the first book in the Kings of Sin series. I then continued on with the series by reading King of Pride by Anna Huang, and then lastly I read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about these books, reading these books, and let me know if you've read them or if you want to read them or anything. Just yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.